Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Pam Anson, and I am the Director of Brand Outreach at the Better Business Bureau serving Greater Cleveland. We want to thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join us today. We know that with everything happening, we're really trying to provide you as many resources as we can. And one of those is being, as companies are going online more, we want you to make sure that you're as visible online as possible. So today we've invited Nachum Langsner. He is the co-founder and CMO of LocalBizGuru, which is a full-service digital marketing agency located in Cleveland, Ohio. He has over 12 years of experience in the SEO industry and is a frequent presenter and instructor of SEO seminars for entrepreneurs and small business owners in the greater Cleveland area, for organizations such as Jumpstart, the Better Business Bureau, COSY, the Ohio SBDC at CSU. So I'm happy to pass this along to our friends at LocalBizGuru, and I want to thank you so much for presenting today.
Thank you so much, Pam. Thank you for that introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us today. And today we're going to actually delve in deep and giving you guys practical tactics and tips to improve your local online visibility in 2020 and beyond. And in order to do that, we really have to understand SEO and what it's all about, give you a little background and get an understanding of what it is required for you as a small business owner to increase and improve your online visibility. So a crucial component of any local marketing strategy in today's day and age, you need to have a digital strategy. Standard print media is no longer enough. No matter the size of your business or what industry you belong in, you need a strong online presence to succeed today. So what is digital marketing? So digital marketing is really a broad umbrella term that really covers any form of marketing digitally online. And that includes social media marketing, pay-per-click advertising, content marketing, email marketing, and SEO, which is search engine optimization. And today, we're going to focus on my specialty, which is the fundamentals of local search engine optimization. And we're going to be focusing on the organic side of the equation and not the paid traffic. And so really, to understand this, you have to understand that everything that you do digitally is going to be based on your foundation. And your website, and the most important digital property you own is your website. Everything about your digital presence is predicated on the strength of your website. So the better your website is optimized for search engine optimization, better updated the content is and prepared for interested online visitors, the more likely you're going to see an increase in leads and sales that stem from your site, right? And when it comes to websites, it's very, very important to understand and remember that it's not about looks as much as it is functionality, okay? And so when you're developing a website, it's critical that you focus on the user. Okay, what's best for the user? And the more you focus on what's best for the user experience, the more you're going to be a much more valuable resource, and therefore increase your ability to rank online. Okay, now what is SEO? And we're going to be focusing on search engine optimization. And so SEO, or search engine optimization, is the process of optimizing your website to rank higher in a search engine result page. Okay, and it can be broken down into two main components: what I call on-site SEO or off-site SEO. On-site SEO is anything that addresses the components of your actual website that will help search engines and users understand what it is you do, and what it is you provide, and find all the pages on your site. So those are all, things that you can control on your actual website. Okay. Offsite SEO is all about the components that are not directly on your website, but are actually off the website in the World Wide Web. And as it pertains to search engine optimization, the most important consideration in general SEO or global SEO is creating links and citations back to your site. The links are basically votes of confidence from one business to another and connecting that business with yours. So very much in the same way we find in life, people judge us by the company we keep. So does Google. And Google, which is and it's not just Google, but it's other search engines. But we're going to be focusing a lot of our presentation today on Google, because they are definitely the biggest entity in the search realm. So the bottom line is that Google and other search engines basically gauge and judge you based on your association. So it's going to be very important to link your business with other businesses and other high authority entities online. I'm going to be elaborating a lot more later on that thing. Now, there's a fundamental difference between global SEO and local SEO. Global SEO is all about building authority for a website, okay, which may or may not include a geographical component. Local SEO, which is going to be the focus of today's presentation, local SEO is all about establishing reliability and trust that a business exists in a particular physical location. The objective being to market and promote the business, its name, address, phone number, services provided, hours of operation, et cetera, and not just the website. So the objective is to get new customers and clients to call or walk through your front door, not to just visit your website. So local SEO is much more about driving actual traffic to your business. Okay, and because more and more people are using cell phones to do just about everything, everything in the local search algorithm is all based on proximity. Okay, and because it has geocentric or location-based searches, Google is going to be providing those search results specifically to the individuals who are looking for it based on their actual location. So for example, if I'm searching where can I find a good pizza, it doesn't help that I'm looking for the best pizza around. It doesn't help that New York or Chicago has the best pizza around. I'm here in Cleveland, Ohio. I need to find something that's more localized, right? So Google is all about giving the best results based on the proximity of the searcher, and because we're all online, those results. Your local SEO is all about getting that visibility to those people locally who are making those searches. And when you consider that 78% of mobile searches turn into offline purchases, more than 70% of users expect the business to be within 5 miles of their location, and over 50% of consumers will make a purchase within 1 hour of making that search on their phone. Your local visibility is critical. Okay, and when it comes to local SEO and your local visibility, once again, it breaks down to two main considerations, both the on-site considerations, things that you can control and dictate from your website itself, and then there are things that are off-site related to your business online, but not necessarily on your website. Elements include your business listings on online business directories and apps, reviews online, hyperlinks, and mentions of your business on forums and social media. Okay, so if you're a local business, the bottom line is you need local SEO. More than half of all Google searches are seeking a local component, the local business information, and more than 97% of consumers will learn about local businesses online more than any other source. So the bottom line is you need to in order to compete in today's day and age locally, especially if you're a business dependent on local clientele, you absolutely need to invest your time and energy, and sometimes even money, into improving your local SEO presence. Okay. Now, when it comes to local SEO, Google is basically, the 800-pound gorilla. When it comes to search engines, Google is by far the #1 search engine of choice. I mean, it's not even close. The top 3 search engines in the world are all related to Google. Google is the #1, then comes Google's images, and then the third one is YouTube, which is a Google property. So when it comes to visibility online, you really have to understand as much as possible what it is Google is looking for when trying to connect a business with people searching for those goods and services. And now, while Google never reveals the exact strategy or algorithm, SEOs or search engine optimizers like myself and industry experts try and reverse engineer the results to find out what exactly businesses need to do in order to rank well. And so because we're talking about Google, let's take a look at what a typical Google search result page looks like. Okay, so imagine somebody's doing a search for personal injury lawyers near me. Okay, right? So at the top of the page, you're going to have the paid advertisements. Okay, right over here you see ad, ad, ad. These are all paid advertisements, right? That's the when people pay to the Google AdWords accounts, people pay to get those top search results. Okay, but that's paid. That's not organic. Okay, the next part of the search engine page is what we call the local 3-pack, is the map, and then the local 3-pack. The actual, sometimes you'll have actually at the top, you'll have an ad as well, but then there's 3 results in what we call the local 3-pack. Okay, and then after that is the general organic, local organic results. Okay, now when it comes to a local search, the prime real estate, where you want to be located, you want to come up in this local 3-pack. That is, as a local business, that is your objective. That is the most important place to rank. It's going to give you the most visibility, and oftentimes it's going to be the very first place that people look for information and to make a decision about doing business with a particular business. More than as far as the paid results, only about 5% of people actually click on these paid results, right? More than 85 to 90% of people are actually going to the to the organic side of the equation for to make a decision. Okay. So how do you as a business dependent on local clientele rank in that coveted 3-pack? So Moz, there's a about every couple of years they do this local search ranking factor study, and the study covers all aspects, both on-site and off-site, of local visibility considerations, and we're going to be focusing on the off-site elements, right? And so they came up with the top local finder factors. 25% of your ability to rank is your Google My Business profile. Reviews are about over 15%. Citations, we're going to get into that. That's basically business listings, etc. Those are about 11%. So when you do the math, you actually see that the off-site considerations, your Google My Business, your reviews, your citations, they're actually over 50% of your ability to rank in the local pack. And then there's the links, which is a combination of the two, which tips it over 65% of your ability to rank in the local pack, local 3-pack. That prime real estate is offsite considerations. So that's why today we're going to be focusing on these offsite considerations. Okay, and the very first thing we're going to be talking about is the first factor is your local business listings, or what we call in the business citations. Okay, now these business listings and everything I'm going to be discussing regarding the business listings is foundational. Okay, these are critical to set your foundation online, but these are not going to be absolute game changers. They will be game changers if you have absolutely not addressed these business listings before, but at a certain point, they do not make the difference between you and your competition beyond the foundational aspects. So since local SEO is associated with brick and mortar businesses or businesses that serve a certain area, it necessarily has a geographical component, okay? And so they comprise basically what we call in the industry NAP, or NAP plus W. NAP plus W, these are the most important aspects of your online business listings, and these stand for your name, your address, your phone number, and website. Okay, now, so citations or mentions of your business is therefore, you know, with your core business information, i.e., the name, address, phone number, and website, is therefore going to be very critical for your business to be found. Okay, so from here on out, we're going to be calling this component NAP or NAPW. Okay, so NAP consistency is critical, right? If you have your name, address, and phone number throughout the entire web consistent, so that's going to be a very strong indication to Google and other search engines that this business is legitimate. Okay, so therefore it's actually going to improve your ranking ability. However, if you have inconsistencies, it's going to cause confusion to both users and search engines, and therefore it's going to create a ranking loss. So therefore, it's critical that the information about your business, especially the core information, needs to be consistent across the web. And it's amazing how many people neglect to have this information consistent even on their website, let alone the numerous directories and listing websites that consumers use when they're searching with local intent. So In order to even to begin to rank in a local search, it's imperative that you have your NAPW, your name, address, phone number, and website address consistent and listed in all the important directories online. Now, it happens to be it's very challenging because left on its own, the web can be a mess. Information online is constantly evolving. Nothing online basically is static, and that can have dire consequences for your business, right? The studies have shown that the average business listing can change information on average every 6 days. When you consider Google My Business, which is the most prominent and famous business listing, it allows anybody to have a feature called suggest and edit, right? It allows anyone to make or suggest an edit or change on your Google My Business page, and even if this profile is owner verified, right? So and oftentimes you as a business owner get no indication that a change was suggested, and even if you do, you certainly have no idea who's making those suggestions. So this lends itself to serious abuse, right? And in fact, back in 2013, this study calculated that the cost of incorrect business listing, misinformation, costs us $10.3 billion in business. And that's in 2013. 7 years ago, that number is exponentially higher today. And so, not only is it costing you business, it's actually going to cost your trust. Because think about it, if the perception is that the business doesn't even have the correct information, so how are people supposed to trust that business, right? For instance, a perfect example would be your hours of operation. If your hours of operation are posted online as one thing, and they're in reality something very different, that's going to cost you business, and it's going to cost you your online reputation. And that's a devastating effect of misinformation. Right now, what possible reasons can there be for misinformation? Some are innocent, but others can be much more unscrupulous. For instance, you may have changed your location, you may have upgraded and moved, you may have changed your phone number, or possibly you do business, you have a DBA, you've registered your business as one thing, but you do business publicly as another. For instance, my business is DBA, is LocalBizGuru, but we're registered as Hashem Yahazor LLC. It's a completely different thing. So it's quite possible that those two completely different bits of information will cause confusion. And then you have situations where you have unscrupulous competitors and trolls. There's a famous case out in California where this guy was going around to all of his competitors, switching their phone numbers on their business listings, and the Google My Business and the other business listings, to a different phone number that routed all of his competitors' business calls to him. He ended up going to jail for it. But the bottom line is that possibility exists, right? And so, search engines are extracting information from all over the web, and sometimes irrelevant or outdated, and sometimes deliberate misinformation can still be floating around. I have a buddy of mine. He's an electrician. He bought his father bought a competitor's business over 25 years ago, and when I did a search for his website and for his business locally, I got over 20-year-old information showing up. So the possible reason for misinformation is many, but the question is really, how are you as a business going to control that and ensure that the correct information is what's showing up? The bottom line is you need to take control of those listings. In order to build your citations properly, you have to submit your core information to all the important online directories, mapping apps, and listing out websites that are out there. And there are literally hundreds of those. So how do you even begin? So I want to take you basically through the back end and explain to you how information is disseminated, especially business information is disseminated across the web. And it's basically disseminated either on the aggregator level or the actual site. And I break it down basically upstream versus downstream. Okay, upstream, so you can submit your information. There are 4 main central data aggregators in the US that have business listing information and disseminate that information to all the hundreds of listing sites, apps, and maps. Okay, and they are InfoUSA, LocalBiz, Factual, and Foursquare. Okay, so you can actually submit your information there and wait for it to disseminate and make its way through the web, trickle down, or you can go actually to the actual the listings themselves. You can go to your Foursquare, you can go to your Yahoo, you can go to your Google My Business, you can go to your Facebook, and Bing, Apple Maps, Yelp. You can go directly to them and input the information correctly. Okay. Now, the pros and cons of submitting your listing information upstream is, at the very least, you should be submitting the business information to the main data aggregators. And so at the disseminator level, at least initially, it will be correct. However, the cons is that the only information that is actually listed there is your NAPW. But anything beyond that, enhanced content like your business profiles, pictures, times of operations, coupons, menus, those are not supported. Another big problem is the information is updated quarterly, so it can take up to 2 to 3 months for the proper information to be live on these sites, and then actually trickle down to the other sites that get their information from them. So it takes time, and that misinformation can be costing you real money in the meantime. Another problem is that listings are not claimed on each site. That means other people can claim it and manipulate these things, right? So there are many reasons to be submitting your listings downstream. Okay, you have the ability to increase the information much more than just the basic NAPW. You can actually have much more robust and rich content, which studies have shown will increase your ability to rank, show up in more searches, and have more listing views. Okay, and so not only that, once you're submitting the information, it's live immediately, right? And it's enhancing your business listing, painting a fuller, more compelling picture for consumers, right? So it's a it's a very, very powerful tactic to employ if you're looking for that enhanced visibility. These are incredibly important for certain businesses, especially more than others. Let's say restaurants or beauty. Their profile views and their enhanced information is really going to drive most of their business versus just the basic. Now, you have an option of going directly to site or automatic. Now, manual, you basically have the benefit of owning all of your listings. You make the updates as you need, and it's a one-time upfront fee. The problem is that constantly updating is very, very tedious and repetitive. That there are some services out there that do this kind of thing automatically with direct integration to hundreds of mapping sites and apps and directories. You have a single point control, saves you hours and hours of monotonous repetitive work. So you can just enter in the information and update it, and it's instantaneous and goes all around the web instantaneously. You have the single point control, and you have the ability to suppress. Sometimes there are duplicates that get created inadvertently. You can suppress them and not cost you ranking. And bottom line is, with voice search becoming the up and coming SEO frontier, everybody using these voice activated devices like your Siris or your Alexa and stuff like that. It's actually these devices actually glean their information directly from these services and the enhanced services, so therefore it's critical if you want to show up in the single result for a voice search. It's critical that you have all of these listings you've actually claimed all of these listings. And so an automatic service is going to be very, very beneficial, especially if you're in a vertical where the information is constantly changing. The con is obviously it can be costly. If you stop using that service, the profiles tend to revert back to the information that was there before. Now, I want to really focus on your Google My Business profile, because there's been huge growth in the Google My Business when you consider that your Google My Business and your citation actually is 36% of your local pack ranking. It is really, really critical. The one thing that you can do to instantly change the game in your favor is focus on your Google My Business profile. It is free and it is absolutely powerful. It's one of the most influential profiles and ways for you to actually directly influence the Google algorithm. Okay, and we've been seeing tremendous growth in the Google My Business factors. Just since 2017 to 2018, when the last study was done, it was over a 32% increase. Today, it's even more, right? And so there's no excuse for you not to take advantage as a business of this tremendously powerful and free resource. Okay, so there's a lot to do. Get your name, address, phone number, and your profile correct. Claim your short name. Write a compelling business description. Incorporate the search terms that you want to be found for in those descriptions. Make sure that you pick the correct category and subcategory. That is going to be a tremendous differentiator in your ability to rank for the services that you provide. Photos are a game changer for you. The more photos you have, the better. Publish posts regularly, and I'm going to show you. some benefits of the posts here. Here's an example of a post I did last year. We were talking about, this is a post talking about the power of good reviews. But look what happened. When we did a search for digital marketing services, okay, the LocalBizGuru came up in the search, and look what it says. It says, speak with one of our digital marketing gurus. And this is directly taken from our digital marketing gurus right here, taken directly. So Google is actually showing you what information is driving this result, okay? And so this post was very, very influential in the ability for this profile to rank. Okay, so this is showing you how powerful, you can influence the Google algorithms. All right, so creating associations between your brand and the relevant terms of your goods and services is going to be critical for you to rank locally. Okay. We mentioned photos. Regularly upload your photos. Businesses, a recent study showed that businesses that had more than 100 images get 520% more calls than those with one image get 71% fewer. So, I mean, the difference is exponential. And so the more imagery and the more video that you can incorporate into your Google My Business profile is going to show Google that you're an engaged business owner and that people are engaged with your profile. And that engagement metric is really, really going to be a driving factor for your ability to rank your business in the local 3-pack. So if there's any one takeaway that you can get from today's program, focus on your Google My Business profile. It is by far the best investment that you can make in your local visibility. Let's talk about online reviews, okay? Online reviews has about a 15 to 16% a ranking factor in your ability to rank, and it really is has major implications in their ability to directly influence consumers' purchasing decisions, how well you rank in local search engines, and which search results actually get clicked on. Here, let's explore this. We all know that the best marketing for a business is bar none word of mouth, right? But in the digital realm, this translates into the next best thing: online reviews. And online reviews, their importance is only growing day by day. Okay. So there's been many studies about the impact on reviews on purchase decisions, right? Bottom line is, if you had the health of your loved one or a pet, would you even consider using a veterinarian or a doctor that had a poor star rating? Of course not. You wouldn't. And we make decisions based on these things all the time. In fact, 87%, it was found that 87% of people say that a minimum of a rating of 3 to 5 is necessary before even considering them. 74% of consumers says positive reviews make them trust a local business more. And the craziest one of all is over 80%, nearly 85% of people trust online reviews as much as a personal recommendation. So if you're online, I'm sorry, if you're a small business, your online reputation is directly influencing your bottom line, right? Because you have to remember, someone looking at reviews has already figured out what it is they need, how a business might satisfy that need. Now they're trying to decide which business will. And so therefore it's critical to have a good online reputation. And let's show you how reviews can really influence you getting leads. This is an actual search done for one of our Maryland reps. The keyword term was orthodontists in Pikesville, Maryland. Okay, which has a search volume of 75 a month. Okay, so of the three. Now, I don't have the ability to poll you attendees now, but of the three, typically speaking, which profile do you think people would likely get calls? So every time I've done this presentation, overwhelmingly Diamond Orthodontics gets the nod, and there are many reasons for it. One is the number of positive reviews they have, what their star rating, et cetera, et cetera. So now, even if they get 2/3 and the majority of the calls, right, of 70, so they're getting 50 out of the 75 search terms. That's a huge differentiator above the competition. So what is clear, so even if you manage to show up in a 3-pack, right, it's having a lot of current positive reviews is going to be oftentimes going to be a deciding factor in a company being chosen by a customer over the competition. So how much is that edge worth to your business? And once again, online reviews matter for local SEO. We've been seeing more and more that the more reviews, the better reviews. And in fact, the more diverse the reviews are, not just on Google, the better the business is perceived. And so therefore, they're likely going to recommend it. And therefore, it's actually going to enhance your ability to get to that local 3-pack and organic result. And the importance of reviews are on the rise. We're seeing it since 2015, and over nearly it's just in 2018 it was over nearly 43% increase in the importance, and today it's even more. And when you go through which types of reviews people, what search results customers tend to select, star rating is not the only variable. Positive or negative obviously is going to be a very strong deciding factor. How old are those reviews? If they're recent, then it's going to have a lot more weight than if it's old. How many reviews? How did the business respond to those reviews? That's that's another very important consideration many businesses look over. They don't respond to those reviews, and that's an opportunity for you as a business to actually give customers and potential clients a perspective of who they might be able to do business with. So even a negative review can be spun in a positive way if the business responds in a proper fashion. Okay. So just remember, businesses are and consumers are not necessarily choosing businesses with the most reviews or the highest rank, they're choosing the businesses that fits their needs best. Okay, and now it's very important that although Google certainly favors reviews found on their own profile, on the Google My Business profile, it's not the only game in town. In fact, nearly 60% of consumers will look at more than 2 review sites before they make a decision about a business, and this is especially true when the price point of the product or service is high. Okay, and so it's very important to list your business on Facebook, the Better Business Bureau, Yelp, or any industry specific or area specific review site. It's going to be critical. Now, I want to stress here that BBB, your BBB profile, is a very important profile to get reviews on. They're trusted by both businesses and consumers. BBB is one of the very few profiles that actually verifies the reviews and actually interviews both the claimant and the business. And they were recently rated as more trusted source than Yelp or Angie's List. So your Better Business Bureau membership has benefits. So if you're going to have a review generation strategy, incorporate the Better Business Bureau into that strategy, get those reviews to your Better Business Bureau profile. It's going to have a lot of benefits. And in fact, Google actually aggregates and will show those review numbers on your Google My Business profile as well. And so Google good reviews needs to be a central part of your business strategy. And the bottom line is, how do you get them? You have to be worthy of receiving the good reviews. So you need to meet or exceed your customers' expectations, right? It has to be, customer service has to be an integral part of your business model, that every team member understands that you know, the customer is the most important thing. So cultivating this customer-centric culture is going to be critical to your ability to get those reviews. And so if you do that, good reviews will be easier to come by. Now, very interestingly, a very eye-opening study was done where more than 1,000 people were asked, and 90% of people said they use online reviews to make decisions. Yet only 6% of the people actually take the time to write reviews. And so that means the vast minority of people are having a disproportionate influence on what everyone thinks of your business, right? And when they asked, well, why aren't, you know, you yourself say you depend on those reviews to make decisions, so why wouldn't you leave those reviews as well? And the top 2 reason was writing a review is too tedious, and the next one was they forgot to read it. So it's critical to simplify the process and encourage writing those reviews. But if the process is confusing, you're not going to get reviews. So you have to simplify that process, okay? And so here are 7 ways we've come up with to encourage customers to write online reviews. Use your Google My Business shortcode. In your Google My Business profile, you can create a shortcode. It's actually going to create a unique link that takes you directly to the Google My Business profile review section. If you share that with your customers, you know, you're going to skip all the confusion. They can go right to the profile and leave a review. So it's no more searching around, where do I leave the review? Add prominent links to your website, you know, or where customers can review you, and again, on the channels that mean the most to you and your industry. Inform customers which profiles you and channels you are featured on, okay, so that they know which ones to go to leave a review, and put up signage in your place of business, right? Which profiles matter to you. Like, for instance, if Yelp is something that's going to be beneficial to you, you can actually get decals, find us on Yelp stickers, etc., provided by them. It's just a matter of a phone call. But bottom line is, inform the customers where you want those reviews to be left. Now, what number 4 is really, really important and often overlooked. But asking for a review should be part of your routine. Okay, when you've completed a transaction with a happy customer, it's a perfect time to ask for a recommendation, or better yet, preface the exchange with a request like, if you're happy with my work, can I count on your review? So what you've done is you've planted that notion in their mind, and they're going to be looking for you to meet or exceed their expectations. And when you do, because you always do, you're going to be much more likely to get that review. Okay, include language on your receipts, checks, invoices, et cetera, especially with those links. Request feedback, testimonials by email. Okay, or you can use a review generation and monitoring service like we have, that is actually very, very beneficial. Not only it proactively collects and encourages customer reviews, we monitor all the reviews online so that you can actually respond to reviews, whether they're positive or negative. And then we actually syndicate those positive online reviews onto your website and social media content, getting you a lot more traction and benefit from those online reviews, and a lot more visibility there. Okay, and then the last thing we want to talk about is the local link building. Now, what is link building? It happens to be, we touched on it earlier, but link building is one of the most challenging aspects of SEO, but it's actually very critical. It's just like a car needs gasoline for it to run. So too does a website and a business need links to actually rank. And the basic goal is to get other high authority and reputable websites and businesses to link to yours. Okay, and so the most important thing is getting organic links. These are the kind of links you don't have to ask for, especially like major news outlets, other well-recognized named websites. For instance, your Better Business Bureau. As a member of the Better Business Bureau, so you have a profile and you have that link going from your Better Business profile, which has tremendous value and authority in the eyes of Google, and it goes and sends a link directly to your website. That is a very, very strong indication of quality. So again, it's all about who you're hanging out with, and so the more you can get those organic high quality links, the better. And your link acquisition methods should be what we call in the industry white hat, good quality linking, not spammy low quality link building. Okay, the bottom line is you need to go after quality. Now, I can go on and on and on of what it means to black hat versus white hat, but bottom line is you want to establish your website and your business as reputable. So you need to associate yourself with as many reputable entities online as possible. So I'm going to go through a few ideas of how to build local links to give you a step up on the competition. First and foremost, you have to build something that deserves to be linked to. Okay, and then you simply connect what should be connected. So that's oftentimes a good piece of content, something high value, but it can also be you as a business, okay? And so you want to be creating strategic partnerships. Any business that dovetails with yours but is not in direct competition, you guys can collectively get together and exchange links and help each other, mention each other's businesses on your website, and vice versa. That's a strategic partnership that's going to give you benefits and benefit your strategic partners. Sponsoring an event, oftentimes, charities will give you a very high profile link. Hosting an event, donating to local charities, you can often get a link to your website in their PR brief. Business networking groups. I happen to be a member of BNI, which is, again, a very reputable organization, and so getting a link from them to your business, again, is going to be a very valuable link. Certifications, chambers of commerce, professional affiliations, guest blog posts, et cetera. The bottom line is, again, build something that deserves to be linked to, and then simply connect the dots. Now, the number of links, it really doesn't need to be a ton of volume. 1 or 2 per month is going to be more than enough to improve your organic visibility. So in conclusion, you need to be very proactive in improving your online visibility and your local presence. Okay, I hope I've been able to enlighten you a bit, and this motivates you to be proactive and take your local SEO seriously. After all, it's your business and your bottom line. I encourage everybody to go to my website, localbizguru.com. You can go to our free audit tools. You can get a free local SEO report, and so you can get an idea of just how well you are ranking locally, and we will definitely schedule a free consultation to review your options and discuss possible strategies and solutions for you. Okay, Pam.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Well, I want to thank everyone for participating today. I really hope you found this a benefit. Online visibility is super important to businesses. And thank you so much. And we want to thank LocalBizGuru for being here today. But everyone have a great day. And please keep an eye out for your emails. We'll be sending out more webinars in the future.